Stupid technology. Sorry, I was just getting a message from my moderator as the time was kicking down to 10 on my end, which is probably about 40 seconds on your end, so I didn't realise. No, there is there's no distinction. Hello, everyone. Welcome along. It's Thursday, 24th of July, by the way. There's no distinction between the two quizzes, by the way. Yeah, there's no like, I don't deliberately aim to make Thursday's quiz harder than Saturday and vice versa. I mean, the questions are ambiguous and what have you anyway, whichever day of the week it is, so it doesn't really matter what day, to be fair. Hello, everyone. Welcome along. Hope you're all well. People think that was a hissy fit on Saturday. They clearly don't know me. But hope you're all well. Hope you've that's that done. I'm dusted. Yes, plenty more ambiguous questions for you this evening. And I can't say I've done it deliberately because this was written about 3 weeks ago. But yeah, day 4 of the summer holidays. And I'll be honest, Jack has been absolutely spot on. I had to take him with me this morning to BBC Radio Lancs because Thursday morning I'm in the studio and we do the quiz from there. Sarah works on a Thursday. She works Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So I had to take him with me. So we had a nice chat. We sat down before. I talked him through, what these people do and who they are and everything. And he was absolutely good as gold. Even when someone offered him a biscuit, he was like, "Oh, thank you very much," and took the biscuit. And even when he didn't like it, he then discreetly handed it to me to get rid of, or did like eat the evidence basically. But honestly, he's been so good, so that I can get on with some stuff and some stuff I'm working on. I've probably put in more steps in the last 4 days than I have done for the whole of the year, up and down the stairs, making sure he's all right. But yeah, he's just so far I'm not quite as grey as I thought I was going to be nearly a week in. But yeah, all good in the hood, as they say. If you're down with the kids and all of that. Talking of down with the kids, I'm off to see Fantastic Four after the quiz tonight. Yeez. Not overly looking forward to the fact that it's a 20 past 10 screening and the film's about 2.5 hours long and you've got 20 minutes of trailers first, so I'm going to be very bleary-eyed tomorrow, but I'm very much looking forward to seeing Fantastic Four tonight. Right, let's say hello to some of you lovely people who have dropped in on the post this morning. Who have we got? Hello to Nicola Gregory. Good evening to you. Hope you're well. Hello to Paul and Lorna from Audenshaw, doing the quiz from day one. Keep going. Thank you very much. Still here. I'm still here. Still going. I met someone the other day as well who said I've been doing the quiz since the very first one. And my instant response whenever I meet anyone and they always say, "Oh, I always, it's just me. I'm, it's the imposter syndrome." And I always turn around and go, "Why?" But yeah, thank you. Still here. Hopefully, you're still having fun. I am. I'm loving it. Hello to Linda Herring. Good evening to you. That is convincing, by the way. I know that didn't sound very convincing, but it is convincing. Trust me, some of the things that I'm working on behind the scenes to even further enhance and bringing back, I'll talk about it in the break, but I'm bringing something back. It's taken me a lot longer to bring it back than I wanted to. And no, it's not a music round. That's the first thing everyone always says when I do that. I am working on a music round, but that is like trying to navigate copyright rules is like, yeah, I'll be easier working out quantum physics. But no, I'm bringing something else back, which was heavily requested when we stopped it. But I've taken the original idea and I'm doing it all myself. I was very indebted to someone who created the original feature of the quiz, but I've done it all on my own this time. I've written every line of code on my own, and when I've got stuck, I've asked for help and stuff. It's functioning at the moment. I've just finished a complete test on it, but I'll talk more about it in the break. I know I've just sort of said I'll talk about it in the break, and then I carried on Twittering on. I'll talk more about it in the break, but if you know what I'm talking about and you loved it, you'll be very pleased it's coming back. So yeah, hello to Linda Herring. Hello to the Devonshire Dumplings. Good evening to you guys. Hope you're all well. Good evening to Sir Bill Tutor of Legendshire. I was thinking about you actually this week, because I thought if we do ever meet in person, you would technically, because you're Sir Bill Tutor of Legendshire, you would kind of, do I need to bow to you? What's the protocol? Because obviously you're Sir, I'm sort of, lowly MBE. Do I need to bow? I can't curtsy because that'd be weird. But yeah, do I bow? Am I allowed to shake your hand? Do I need to speak to your people first before I find out what I'm allowed to say? I don't know. I was thinking about it. It's one of the many things that come into my mind when I can't sleep. And you just happened to be one of them the other day. What would happen if I met Sir Bill of Legendshire? Anyway, hello to you, and hello to all of the YouTube live chat legends. Hope you are all very well. Hello to Susan, who says, please say a belated happy birthday to regular quizzer Lee McAndrew, who was 49 yesterday. Love from the rest of the team, Marie, Mum, and the Flags and Geography whiz kid. Oh, Flag and Geography. Oh, right. Do you know what? I thought that was signed off by someone there. Yeah, Flags and Geography whiz kid Hannah. Now that sounds like someone who absolutely should be a complete legend there. Yeah, superb. Geography and flags. See, not everyone likes flags. There is people out there who do like flags, and that is living proof of that. Yeah. Good evening to Lorna. I'm not even going to mention the other person. He won't even hear this, will he? I know you'll probably tell him Lorna later because he's always cheeky in his messages, in his comments. But yeah, good evening, Lorna. I hope you are not missing Kieran in any way, shape, or form. To be honest, you're probably not. Let's be honest. You're probably absolutely complete happy. But yeah, so good evening, Lorna. I hope you're well, and I hope your scores will be as good as they are. Sam, have you genuinely just asked in the Patreon Discord server if it's Flags that's coming back when I have been sharing all week what it is that I'm working on in the Patreon Discord server? Scroll up, have a look, you'll understand. Sorry, it's going to be one of those nights. I am that way out tonight. Where did I get to? Hello to Moogie and Phil. I've been worried about this, guys. I know I'm not the first person to pull up anyone on a spelling mistake. However, your message says Moogie and Phil will be retiring from quiz duty as always and looking forward to some fun and laughs along the way as usual. That very much confused me when I saw that a few hours ago. I'm assuming it's a spelling mistake, and like I say, I'm the last person who should be pulling up anyone on a spelling mistake. But I hope you're not retiring. If it is something I've said, which is quite possible, but please do let me know. But yeah, hello. Hello, Moogie and Phil. Hope you're both well. Good evening to the newbies of Linda and Claire and Pauline, Claire's mother-in-law from Hathersage in the Peak District. Train from the bottom of the field where we are staying. Ah, see, if you're not saying train every time one goes by, it's just disappointing. But can you wish the Bakewell tarts of Claire and Brian good luck for tonight as well? So yeah, good evening to... Oh, okay, it was sarcasm. All right, fair enough. Good evening to you guys as well. And... I'll come back to that in a minute, Syrian, because that would be lethal. Hello to Irene and Bob, or begrudgingly Bob, as well. Looking forward to the quiz tonight. A good laugh is needed by one and all. Are you in the right place, Irene? Are you sure? Good luck to Vicky and Ben. If you're going to beat us again, please make it by more than one. It hurts. I mean, really, shouldn't they? As your daughter Vicky should really be letting you win anyway. You know, the whole respect your elders thing, but. Just that way out. But yeah, good evening to all of you. Hope you are well. And hello to Judith Williams. Bit late to let you know I'm ready. Pen in hand. You know, you're never late. Never late. Just hoping I get back above 40. Had a dip last week, but then I prefer history and geography than entertainment. Just got time to get snacks and a flask made. See you in 50 minutes. Well, you should be. Hopefully you are here now. But yeah, you'll be pleased to know there is no entertainment round. There is no geography round. Unfortunately, I know you said preferred geography, but there is history in this evening's quiz. And there's two other rounds. They're not geography and entertainment. I think it's science and nature and numbers, I think, if I remember rightly off the top of my head. But there is a lot going on in the top of my head at the minute, which means it could all be an absolute... I'm up to... In fact, let me have a look. I can tell you where I'm up to. I've got it all on my spreadsheet. That one. So, week to do summer holidays quiz. So I've written everything up until including the 2nd of August. That's how far ahead I am at the minute. So what's that? What are we, 24th? So I've done the next 4 quizzes, including tonight. So that's where I'm up to with those. And then I've already mapped out everything up to the end of August into the beginning of September. So I know what rounds are coming. And no, that doesn't mean you can ask me for a hint so you can work out which week to avoid. That would be cheating. But yeah, there is. But yeah, I know exactly where. I could tell you what rounds are coming out when, and some new ones as well. There's some new interesting rounds as well that I've got in the pipeline coming up as well. So yeah, some new things being added. Oh yeah, sorry, I did skip over because I wanted to make a joke, but I'm not going to. But good evening to the WEG 4. Together tonight in Balmy Sanka at WEG Towers, celebrating the at least it wasn't a flag question. It's a good job I like you guys. Right. Yeah. So about a minute to go. Make sure you've got your pens and paper at the ready. No, this is live quiz. I recorded JDQ for next week yesterday as well, and yeah, I'm trying. Getting out of both modes is quite tricky. Yeah, get your pens and paper ready. Get your brain switched on in gear. If you're adding your score, oh no, I can do the if you're adding score to Quiz Hub because you can. And thank you very much, by the way, to the amount of people who have been adding their scores to Quiz Hub. I completely forgot that the scores reset at midnight last night, so I didn't grab last Thursday's leaderboard. And I forgot to grab it because normally I grab it on a Wednesday, and I wasn't in my office much yesterday. JBQ leaderboard Thursday. I mean, the average Thursday leaderboard at the moment, we've got Emu Wars, hashtag Team Exeter, Sparks, the Adams Family, and McKinley's are currently the top 5 at the moment. I'll be honest, JDQ. If you played it, I'm just filling time for 30 seconds until we start the quiz because I'm a bit early. The monthly JDQ leaderboard is unbelievably tight going into the final few quizzes. Mum and Charlie 4.88, the Adams Family 4.86, tied with Liesel 4.86, just behind on the tiebreaker. Fiona 4.78 and Jones there on 4.72. It is tight going into. I'm getting really giddy and excited by JDQ. I'm quite pleased I've got these leaderboards because I can actually see what's going on. It's really, really. Yeah. And I know it's slightly egotistical. It's something that I. Whoa, hang on. Where have you gone? Screen one, capture window, that one. There we go. It's back. There we go. Yeah, no, so I know it's something I created, the leaderboard and everything, and wrote it all and created it all myself, but it's great to see so many people using it, and then it has that effect where it's an incredibly tight finish to the month. Anyway, right, enough of that. This is all about tonight. Welcome along, everyone. It is Thursday, the 24th of July, so thank you very much. Oh, yeah, Simeon, I don't think having a Patreon flag, a flag dedicated to the patrons of the quiz would be a good idea, because if I let you guys design it, who knows what we'd come up with. But anyway, it's Thursday, the 24th of July. Thank you very much, as always, for joining another fun-filled evening of ambiguous questions. Here we go. Let's kick it off then with some history. This is all written in stone, so you can't really change any of this. Here we go. Question number 1. 1838 to 1839 saw a war break out between France and Mexico labelled what? Was it the Pastry War, the Croissant War, the Tacos War, or the Enchiladas War? Um, nope. Number 2, Bertie the Brain, Nimrod, and Tennis for Two were early examples of what? Is it card games, video game, pen and paper games? So Bertie the Brain, Nimrod, and Tennis for Two were early examples of what? Are they card games, video games, pen and paper games? Hey, there you go, Haley. Actually, that's one for your podcast. You can add that to your list. Pen and paper games, if you remember those. You used to do them by a post, like fantasy football leagues and stuff like that. That's not giving you a clue, by the way. But yeah, that's one for your podcast. See if you're the two guys you do it with remember anything about playing like fantasy football by a post. Number 3, before his assassination, Archduke Franz Ferdinand was the heir presumptive to the throne of Austria. What? So before his assassination, Archduke Franz Ferdinand was the heir presumptive to the throne of Austria. What? Number 4, Monday, the 15th of February, 1971, became known as which day? Was it anti-Valentine's Day, decimal day, or metric day? Number 5, the Global Positioning System, GPS, was created by which country? Number 6, there were troops from 3 countries that landed troops in the D-Day landings: the USA, the UK, and which other? I will clarify and emphasize a few points in this question. There were troops from 3 countries that landed troops in the D-Day landings: USA, UK, and which other? Number 7, the fall of which empire is generally marked by the year 476 AD? Oh, yeah, I changed this out. Yeah, I had something else originally in for this, and I didn't like how it looked on paper, so I took it out. I can't tell you who it was to do with, because if I told you who it was to do with, then you'd know what the answer was. I can't even do that. No, well, not too far. Number 8. In his voyage to the west, where did Christopher Columbus make landfall first? These are countries as per their modern name. Was it the USA, Brazil, Hawaii, or Bahamas? So in his voyage to the west, where did Christopher Columbus make landfall first? Countries as per their modern names. Was it the USA, Brazil, Hawaii, or the Bahamas? Number 9, the bursting of the US housing bubble owing to subprime mortgages leading to a stock market crash and some financial institutions to collapse occurred in which year? Was it 2001, 2008, 2015, or 2022? So the bursting of the US housing bubble owing to subprime mortgages leading to a stock market crash and some financial institutions to collapse occurred in which year? 2001, 2008, 2015, or 2022? And your final one, number 10. In which country was the compass invented? Was it Scotland, China, Australia, or Japan? So in which country was the compass invented? Scotland, China, Australia, or Japan? Round 2 with some science and nature for you. Number 1, what does the R stand for in QR codes? Of which you shall see one on screen very shortly. Number 2, the Komodo dragon is a type of which reptile? Pure filth on the radio this morning. Talking about, well, like length and girth of blue whales. Very odd. Number 3, what is this? I've got a couple of pictures coming up, so let me just emoji me in. There we go. What is this for number 3? Number 4, what does the D stand for in radar? Number 5, who is this? Just a clue, it's a science and nature round, so it has to be someone to do with science and nature, just as a clue. Number 6, rapid eye movement, known as REM, is one of the 4 stages of what? So rapid eye movement, known as REM, is one of the 4 stages of what? Number 7, what is the 3rd digit in pi? Choo choo, train. If it wasn't red, I'd actually quite like that, Sophie. I'll be honest. I'm not a fan of the colour red. I know I've got red on the slides, but that's the gemstone. But if that wasn't red, I'd really, really like that. Number 8, is the funny bone a nerve? Is the funny bone a bone, a muscle, or a nerve? Yeah, if you can do the background in purple, Sophie, I'll change the logo pretty much straight away. I know I'm probably creating a lot more extra work for you, and you've done something absolutely beautiful. But number 9, what is the tallest member of the grass family? You don't know any of them because it's not Spice Girls, Haley. That is the problem. Yes, Simeon, you can be credited for suggesting the flag. I thought it was going to go down a dangerous road. And finally, number 10. Oh, yeah. Rhinotelexis, whoa, is the medical term for the picking of what? Rhinotelexis. Whoa. Rhinotelexis. That's a 5-letter word, folks. And I've pronounced that without any problem. And then someone's going to correct me on my pronunciation. But I'm taking that for a minute. Rhinotelexis is the medical term for picking what? Right, round 3 to take you into the break is numbers for this evening. As always, so all of the answers to these questions are numbers. One of them is a year, and it's just a 2-digit year that I want for that. Just to clarify, it will make sense as you get through it. So they're all numbers, same as I have done with the last few numbers rounds. There is a theme running through to the numbers. You'll find that out when we get to question number 10. So here we go. Number 1. Which number is said to be the meaning of life, the universe, and everything? Number 2. What number is blackjack in the card game of the same name? Because it's called blackjack, pontoon, and also the...
I'll take pictures to show her
Of what?
and attach it.
Number 3, what number was the original amount of balls in the National Lottery draw? Disappear. Shut my door. It's just got the filthiest of laughs. It's really, really worrying. Number 4, in which two-digit year, so this is what I mean. I did add it to the question. I wasn't sure if I had. In which 2-digit year did the Summer Olympics take place in Melbourne? Elvis Presley becomes the leading figure in rock and roll, and the 10 Commandments tops the box office. So it's 19 something. Okay. So in which Which two-digit year did the Summer Olympics take place in Melbourne? Elvis Presley becomes the leading figure in rock and roll, and 10 Commandments tops the box office, and that is absolutely beautiful, Sophie. I will sort that out in the break. I will do something with that in the break. Train. Number 5, complete the name of the stealth fighter jet operated by many countries around the world. It's called the I had to put the full name in. It's the Lockheed Martin F something Lightning II. So complete the name of the stealth fighter jet operated by many countries around the world. It's the Lockheed Martin F something Lightning II. So what's the number that goes in after the F? Switch that off. Switch that off. No, switch that off. Switch that on. Switch that on. Switch that on. And switch that off. And switch that on. There we go. Number 6. What is the telephone country code in the Philippines? Before you all start throwing Easter eggs at the screen, have a look at your numbers. There is something, a common thing that's running through them. It will help you. It will help you narrow it down. Number 7, what can be the atomic number of nickel, or a horror film series accompanied by units of time? I had to double check these were units of time, but they are, so. Number 8, which number is represented by a platinum anniversary? No, this is not. This, by the way, as I said, these were written at the beginning of July, so there is no. So yeah, which number is represented by a platinum anniversary? Number 9, which number is the amount of days in a fortnight? Question number 10, what number can they all be divided by except 1? So they can all be divided by all of those answers can be divided. This is what I mean. So now you probably will have hopefully enough to work out, okay, that can be divided by, you might get 1 or 2 options and then you can start narrowing it down. But what number can they all be divided by except 1? And to keep it nice and simple, the top end of that number, the times 10, no answer goes beyond that. Okay, I'll even help with that. That's how nice it is. Lost my cursor. There we go. Right, that's your first 30 then. They are up now on the hub. If you've not been with me for a few weeks, everything's moved now. JVPQ questions is all shut down and gone. It's all over on my new site, which has got absolutely all of my stuff. Well, nearly all of my stuff. I'm adding more bits every day at the moment. But yeah, quizhub.co.uk. Head on over there. It's also easier to say than jvpqquestions.com. But yeah, quizhub.co.uk. When you land on there, go to quiz recap and then click on today's date. You'll see the thumbnail. It's got today's date on 24th of July. So click on today's date. And then underneath that, it will ask you for a code. Click on part 1. Code you need is on screen now. 249158. That'll be on in the break as well. So 249158. There we go. Right. I shall see you in 5 minutes. Yes. I didn't mean to do that. There's still 20 seconds left of setting up, and then just meant to just be hovering above it. And then, anyway, right. Answers coming up in just a moment's time. I should get everything set up in the background, and then just. It's a good job it was only 18 seconds. Oh, hello. Ooh, that was a bit trippy. My camera sort of froze. Anyway, right. So answers coming up in a moment's time. So make sure you've got those last 5 written down. Last 5. It's not JDQ, it's normal quiz. Make sure you've got them, those 30 answers written down, ready to go. Just in the last minute before you do, so I sort of teased this a little bit at the beginning. So if you remember, about a couple of years ago now, we used to have a part of the quiz that was called Quiz Jockey, and it was where people, if they wanted to, again, you could still play the quiz as normal as you wanted, as you were. But it was an interactive way basically to play the quiz. It was written by an incredible guy, by Michael. He wrote all the code for it. He's a very, very, very well respected coder, and let me use it for free, never charged us a penny to have it. And it was great. The only downside of it had to be managed in the background by, which was a bunch of very, very talented, very, very clever ladies who looked after it, that we called the Quiz Jockey Graders. Now, ever since, we sort of he was having a few issues, and Michael had a lot of other stuff going on, so it wasn't fair to ask him to be recoding something and fixing problems every week. So ever since, I've been on a mission. I've been learning my coding, as you've seen from, Quiz Hub and stuff like that. So I've been on a mission to bring it back, but my mission with it was to recreate as close as possible to the feeling of a pen and paper quiz, but in a virtual quiz setting. What I mean by that is, instead of having people mark your, automatically mark and mark your answers for you, you're in a pub and you get, you're in a pub with 10 other, individuals or teams, however I get it set up. And then when it comes to this phase now, if I had it up and running, I'd say, right, I'm going to lock your answers now, and your answers would be locked. And then your answer sheets would swap with someone else in the room to then physically mark your answers for you, a la a proper pen and paper pub quiz. So that's what I've been working on. I've been testing it rigorously over the last couple of days, and it is actually working, which is really worrying. So I'm hoping over the next sort of couple of weeks, I'm going to do some testing with some of the patrons if they're interested and want to give it a go. If it works, and then I'll start to scale it up. So we'll invite, maybe some Quiz Jockey players from old to get involved. And then, yeah, if you want that real life, sort of pub quiz, pen and paper feel, but in a virtual setting, that will be an option for you, hopefully at some point over the next couple of months. So, yeah, for those of you who remember Quiz Jockey, it is coming back, but under a completely new guise. Yep, it is basically, it's as close a feel as you can get to a pen and paper quiz in a virtual setting. So anyway, right, let's go through the answers. That's to come in a couple of months' time, once I've made sure that it fully works. I don't want to put it out to everyone and then it break on the first quiz, and then I spend more time trying to fix it, when should be concentrating on hosting a quiz. The idea is I don't have to do anything. Just push the button and away we go. Right, okay, round 1. Let's see how you did. History. Apparently a lot of you are either going to learn a lot about this or kind of new stuff anyway. But here we go. Number 1, 1838 to 1839. So a war break out between France and Mexico, labelled the Pastry War. Yeah, I don't know the context. I just saw Pastry War and thought it was quite amusing. But yeah, it's the Pastry War. That's what it was called. I made up the others. There may well be an Enchilada War or a Croissant War. I don't know. But this one was called the Pastry War. Number 2, Bertie the Brain, Nimrod, and Tennis for Two were early examples of video games. Yeah, the pen and paper things. I seem to be the only one who remembers this. You used to play fantasy football via post. So on a Thursday, you used to have to mark out your team on a sheet of paper, and then you used to post it to someone, and then they do, computer era, showing my age a little bit, and then people would knock it all up themselves. And I'm sure there was a cricket one and other stuff like that as well that you could do. There's loads of these games that you could do by post. Number 3, before his assassination, Archduke Franz Ferdinand was the heir presumptive to the throne of Austria-Hungary. Number 4, Monday the 15th February 1971 became known as Decimal Day. Number 5, the Global Positioning System GPS was created by the USA. Number 6, there were troops from 3 countries that landed. That's the key word, landed troops in the D-Day landings. It was the USA, the UK, and Canada. French troops were already there, so there weren't any French troops that landed. It was the USA, the UK, and Canada landed troops, and then they joined forces with the French on the beaches. Number 7, the fall of which empire is generally marked by the year 476 AD? It's the Roman Empire. I think I originally had this down as Cleopatra and trying to go down that road, and yeah, I didn't like the question, so I bailed out and came with this instead. Number 8, in his voyage to the west, where did Christopher Columbus make landfall first? It was the Bahamas. Landed on the Bahamas. On his ship. It wasn't like on a cruise ship or anything. Number 9, the bursting of the US housing bubble owing to subprime mortgages, etc., was 2008. And number 10, in which country was the compass invented? China. That absolutely completely surprised me when I found this out. I would have expected the compass to have been invented in something like, you know, Spain or England or Scotland or, you know, France, something like that, you know, which had sort of explorers, even Italy. But no, China invented the compass. Science and Nature, number 1. What does the R stand for in QR codes? It is response, quick response. Number 2, the Komodo dragon is a type of lizard. Number 3, that is a protractor. And number 4, what does the D stand for in radar? It is detection. And now I can't remember the rest of it off the top of my head. Something, something, detection, something, something. There's resonance in there as well. Number 5, who is this? That is Marie Curie. And number 6, rapid eye movement, known as REM, is one of the 4 stages of sleep. Number 7, the third digit in pi. 4. 3.14. And I did go back in and double check that the decimal point is not classed as a digit, which it isn't. So yeah, the third digit in pi, 3.14. I was going to be really evil and I'll go for the 4th digit, but then I thought, I'm not that evil. So yeah, the third digit is 4. Number 8 is the funny bone, a bone, muscle, or nerve. It's a nerve. Number 9, what is the tallest member of the grass family? Bamboo. Meow, bamboo, meow, bamboo. No. And number 10, a rhinotelexis is the medical term for picking of noses. Round 3 with your numbers. Number 1, which number is said to be the meaning of life, the universe, and everything? It is 42. Number 2, what number is blackjack in the card game of the same name? 21. And number 3, what number was the original amount of balls in the National Lottery draw? It's 49. Number 4, in which two-digit year did the Summer Olympics take place? Elvis Presley became the leading figure in rock and roll, and 10 Commandments tops the box office. It was 56. That's 1956. Is that actually, hang on, is that divisible by 7? Have I overthought this? 1956. Oh, no, it's definitely not. Right, okay. No, I didn't overthink it. That's good. Number 5, complete the name of the stealth fighter jet. It is the F-35. Number 6, what is the telephone country code in the Philippines? It's 63. Number 7, what can be the atomic number of nickel, or a horror film series accompanied by units of time? It is 28. Again, overthought this, but yeah, units of time. So days, weeks, months, years, etc. are still units of time. Don't know why I overthought it. Number 8, what number is represented by a platinum anniversary? It is 70. 70. Number 9, which number is the amount of days in a fortnight? It is 14. And so, what number can they all be divided by except the number 1? It is 7. You can't have 2 because there are some odd numbers in there. Yeah, but they can all be divided by 7. There you go. That is all your questions and answers for the first part of your quiz this evening. 30 points. How are you getting on? Top your scores up. Let me know. Let me just get myself set up. Top your scores up. How are you getting on? So, still to come, connections and general knowledge. I am going to say this only once, because there is. Now, as I said, this is not deliberately in any way, shape, or form. These were all written a good few weeks ago because I am ahead of myself at the minute. So, in your connections round this evening, the connection, I'll be honest, is relatively straightforward. Once you get even probably 2 or 3 answers, you are going to be relatively straightforward. There is a question in there that's a little bit, how do I put it? It will make sense once they give you the answer. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. There is one question in there, which there is 2 possible answers, but it will be very blatantly obvious which is the right answer. Okay. It's more an American term, I think. However, I needed it for the connection. So as always with the connection, 9 questions. Question number 10: what links the 9 answers together? If the answer does not fit with the connection, it is wrong. Okay, if it was outside a connection round, then yeah, absolutely, then it would be classed as a right answer. But in terms of a connection round, if it doesn't fit, it is wrong. There is there is one question in here which is, there are 2 possible answers, but it will become obvious very straight away what the connection is this evening. So here we go. 9 questions. Question 10: what links the 9 answers together? Let's kick it off with this. Which monarch passed away in 1901 after a very long reign? I also said to my friend Haley, who was struggling this evening, I said, don't worry, I said it's not a Spice Girls round, but you'll definitely get the connections round earlier this evening, which I'm pretty sure you will. Number 2, what is the name broadly given to an area in East London of which houses the offices of many banks and other financial institutions? This is where it may get slightly. There are going to be, how do I put it? Experts in the area, in this region, of what the connection is. But don't worry, I've covered it off in the answer, because I too am an expert in this region of what the connection is. Number 3, what is the name given to a special anniversary of an event, especially one celebrating, for example, 25, 50 years of a reign? You were closer with your first answer. Number 4, if people live in the south are called southern, what are people from the north called? Now, just be very nice if you decide to put some sneaky answers in. I live in the north, but I am southern. So just, you could end up offending a lot of people here. Just be nice. If people live in the south are called southern, what are people from the north called? Number 5, what is the name of an area of a city, especially one characterized by a particular feature or activity? This is where I say it's slightly, there is a possible, it's more an American term, but there is a possibility that there are 2 answers for this. But only one does fit with the connection. Yeah, it's not bingo, Haley. Number 6, what is the point in an area that is directly in the middle of something? So what is the point in an area that is directly in the middle of something? Train. Number 7. What is the name of a line that goes round and round and has no beginning or end? Number 8. Which battle took place in 1815 and gave ABBA lyric material to turn into song? Number 9. What is the name of the central London circus home to Eros and electronic advertising boards? As always, question 10. And what links the 9 answers together? Okay, right, rolling up your quiz this evening. General knowledge, as always, to finish off. Here's number 1. In computing terms, RAM stands for what access memory? So in computing terms, RAM stands for what access memory? Number 2, if a February starts on a Monday, how many Mondays will the month contain? So if a February starts on a Monday, how many Mondays will the month contain? Number 3, Stella Rimington was the first Director General of which organisation? Was it the BBC, MI5, CIA, or FBI? So Stella Rimington was the first Director General of which organisation? BBC, MI5, CIA, or FBI? Number 4, where in the body would you find the cornea? Number 5, be very careful with this question. I had to reword it slightly. According to the Dolly Parton song, how many hours was she working in a day if she didn't take any breaks? Yeah. So according to the Dolly Parton song, how many hours was she working in a day if she didn't take any breaks? Let me come back to you on that. No, yeah, no, sorry, you've really all confused me. Let me come back to that in a sec. Number 6, the Mantaro River is the source of which larger South American river? No, February standard year. Sorry, yeah, I you've got me all in a tizzy here now. Yeah, right, okay, yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yeah, no, standard year. It's not a leap year. I'm struggling to see how it would. It wouldn't. Okay, I don't. It wouldn't make a difference because the leap year would be the following day, so it would be the leap. Yeah, the leap. It wouldn't make a difference. Number seven. What can be blue, beluga, and humpback? It wouldn't make it. Oh no, yeah, right, okay, yeah, no, I'm with you. Yeah, no, right, yeah, just standard year, standard year. I'm not going to overcomplicate it now because my head's gone bang. Number eight. Which ocean do the Hudson, Mackenzie, and Savannah rivers discharge into? I'm gonna have to get a chart out in the break here and just. I think Paul's on the same page as me, but then yeah, just a standard year for February. Forget leap years exist for a minute. Just a standard year. Number nine. Which percussion instrument contains bass, snare, tom toms, and hi hats? I feel sorry for Paul. It's a worrying state of affairs where Paul has to be in the same camp as me. But finally, number 10. Name the film from the picture. Good luck, Roxy, because Paul's now going to be gently rocking himself to sleep when he realizes he thinks the same as I do. And so, yeah, standard year. Standard year. February, standard year. Leap years in my world for this question don't exist. Don't overthink it. It does make a difference. Don't overthink it. There are no leap years at the moment. We're not discussing leap years, just a standard month. Questions are up now on the hub. Quizhub.co.uk. Code you needs on screen 751389. 751389. I'm just going to go and sit in a darkened corner of my office for 30 seconds just to try and get my head back around that question because I didn't think it made a difference, but yeah, my brain's gone and I think it does make a difference. And anyway, I'll see you in 5 minutes. So this is where it being slightly the way I write my quizzes at the moment is where it comes back to bite my behind. So I know what I've done, right, and I've just spent 5 minutes banging my head on my desk because now I know what I've done. So I've said this a few times. Oh yeah, go through the answers in about 30 seconds. So make sure we've got those final ones written down. But I know what I've done. So the way I write my quizzes now is I always write. I've got a document full of words, answers, all kinds of different things, etc. So yeah, there's all sorts of different things that that are in this document, all kinds of absolute nonsense. And a lot of the time, so I'll hear something, I'll hear a fact somewhere, or I'll hear, and I think, oh, that'll make a good question, and I just chuck it in. But 9 times out of 10, it doesn't need context. It's just a word or a brand or something like that. But a lot of the time, it's also it's missing the context. So in this instance, I've put February Mondays and not put the context, and I think I've missed the word leap year because it does make a difference, and I think that's why I had the answer in there, and I've not thought about it when I wrote the question until Patreon Discord lit up with "Are you asking for leap year?" and now I remember why I put it in. What an absolute, yeah. So this is where writing the questions that way do come back to bite me in the bum at times, but oh well, we cleared it up. It's not a leap year. The clever way would have been leap year. Otherwise, I could have just picked any month in the year and it would... Anyway. Right, let's give you the answers. So I'm off to go and see Fantastic Four after this. This is going to be fun. I'll be asleep by 10 o'clock. Right, here we go. Let's see how you did. So, number 1, which monarch passed away in 1901 after a very long reign? It was Queen Victoria. Number 2, what is the name broadly given to an area in East London of which houses the offices of many banks and other financial institutions? It is Docklands. For those of you who are connoisseurs and experts and aficionados of the connection round, I will explain when we get to the answer. Okay, don't, because there are going to be people outside of an area who will class this as it, but you'll know what I mean. Number 3, what is the name given to a special anniversary of an event, especially one celebrating 25 to 50 years of a reign? It's Jubilee. Number 4, if people live in the south are called southern and people in the north are called northern. And apparently if you're ever a southerner who lives in the north, you're called a snorvener, apparently. Didn't even know that was a thing. Number 5, what is the name of an area of a city, especially one characterised by a particular feature or activity? It is district. You can't have city, it was in the question. Area of a city. Number 6, what is the point in an area that is directly in the middle of something? It is central. Number 7, what is the name of a line that goes round and round and has no beginning or end? It is circle. Number 8, which battle took place in 1815 and gave ABBA lyric material to turn into a song? It is Waterloo. Number 9, what is the name of the central London circus home to Eros and electronic advertising birds? Boards even. That'd be weird. Electronic advertising birds. There's a marketing idea, but that's also animal cruelty, so we won't go down that road. But it is Piccadilly. And so what links them all together? So for those of you who... Right, so they are lines on the London Underground map because technically, on paper, the Docklands isn't actually classed as part of the London Underground. It is its own separate entity. However, every single London Underground line map has the Docklands on it. So for those of you outside of London, we'll just naturally assume it is part of the London Underground. So as long as you've got London Underground in there, I will, I'll give you the point for it. It's not a problem. I wanted to do London Underground at some point anyway. You've got Waterloo and City was the other line, which is just the Waterloo bit on there. But yeah, so for those of you who are connoisseurs and experts in London Underground who were going to shout at me going, they're not all London Underground lines. Yeah, I know that. So they're all on the London Underground map. However, for people outside of London, they will just automatically assume they're part of the London Underground. So London Underground in the answer is absolutely fine. General knowledge, number 1. In computing terms, RAM stands for random access memory. Number 2, if a February starts on a Monday, how many Mondays will it contain? Will the month contain? 4. So yeah, if February starts on a Monday, this is where I got it wrong. It should have been if a leap year February starts on a Monday, how many Mondays will it contain? It would have been 5. That would have made the question a bit more challenging or a bit more tricky and fun. Otherwise, it's just a boring question. So Number 3, Stella Rimington was the first Director General. Probably the word I missed out of this was first female Director General of MI5. That was the word I missed. Number 4, where in the body would you find the cornea? It is eye. Number 5, according to the Dolly Parton song, how many hours was she working in a day if she didn't take any breaks? Well, the song's 9 to 5 and it's 8. Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living. So she'll be working 8 hours. Hence why I had to put in that if she didn't take any breaks, because I knew someone would come at me and go, well, she was working 9 to 5, she'd have had to have a break after 4 hours and had 15 minutes under, you know, whatever rules and stuff. So that's why I put that bit in. Number 6, the Mantaro River is the source of which largest South American river? It is the Amazon. Number 7, what can be blue, beluga, and humpback? It is whales. The animal, not the country. Number 8, which ocean do the Hudson, Mackenzie, and Savannah rivers discharge into? It's the Atlantic. Number 9, which percussion instrument contains bass, snare, tom-toms, and hi-hats? It's a drum kit. And number 10, name the film. That is Wicked. It's wicked, isn't it? It's just wicked. I'm just down with the kids, yeah. In it. Right, tot your scores up. How have you got on? If you want to add your score onto the global leaderboard of Quiz Hub, you will need an answer to this. Don't just make one up. You'll need an answer to this because it's what separates the scores on Quiz Hub. So up to 2023, in the 20th anniversary of the show, how many actresses have played the role of Elphaba in the musical Wicked on Broadway? I couldn't find a definitive answer to the West End. It really annoyed me because I ended up with about 5 different answers for this. So there was a definitive article from 2023 and the 20th anniversary of the show that gave me the answer. Nearest to it gets the point if you're playing competitively. As I say, if you want to add your score onto Quiz Hub, don't just make it up. It's the difference between your answer and the correct answer is the answer you add onto Quiz Hub. If you want to know more, head to quizhub.co.uk. All you have to do is register an account and then you go to your profile and it will give you the option to add scores to the global leaderboards. Wait till you've got an answer, obviously, first. Don't run off and do it now. In 3, 2, 1, it is 36. Yeah, 36 actresses played the role of Elphaba in the musical Wicked on Broadway. And there you go. That is it for this evening. Thank you as always for joining in tonight. Let me know how you got on. Like I say, yeah, just chuck your scores into the chats or do add your score onto the global leaderboard of Quiz Hub. I've got about 250 people now registered on Quiz Hub, which is really, really great to see. Because it, you know, a lot of work's gone into creating it, and it's fully functioning and operating. So it's great to see so many people using it, not just for you know, the daily quiz with JDQ, but also for, you know, now it's there for Thursday and Saturdays. So thank you very much. So I'm back. The last JDQ of the week is tomorrow morning, available from 6 a.m. on all of your podcast platforms and also on here on YouTube as well. Back on Saturday night for another quiz, another 50 questions for you on Saturday night. If I don't see you for any of them, new week of JDQ from Monday. If not, I will see you all on Thursday. I'm off to the cinema to go and watch Fantastic Four. And I'll see you all soon. As always from me then, take care and stay safe.